Talk to you soon. Hey, what's going on, Matt?
Dion, what's happening? How's the family?
Everybody's doing great. Today it decided it wants to be 46 degrees and it's been 70 the last couple of days, but hey,
Yeah, I know. I was wearing shorts yesterday.
yep. And then today it's like, I need a jacket and a hat.
I know. I've had on I got on my Alaska hoodie sweatshirt. See the Bears?
Yep, I just took off my my Scully in here. What I was like, well, it's warm in this room.
Yeah.
But hopefully, I don't know if Williams is jumping on, but he got a job offer.
Really?
And so yeah, I talked to, he put me down for a reference. So I talked to those to that company this afternoon.
Cool.
But so it's weird. He got that job offer and then he got another one too. So I was like, now you just gotta weigh your pros and cons, man.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. And then had another buddy last week that I've been talking to. He's out in California somewhere. He got a job offer too, and he is out of the military next month, I believe. So
Yeah.
that's working out good for the handful of people that I've been talking to. But it's a matter of you got to put in the work. No one's going to do the work for you. Like you got to get all your stuff together. You got to do the talking. All I can do is get you to the door. That's it. But you got to talk to them. You got to know what you're talking about. I'm surprised how many people don't do the research on the companies before they interview. Like I do that all the time. I look to see what they're about, what they've done in their little social media feeds or whatever, and I throw some of that stuff back in there when I do my intros and stuff. Where it's like, and the reason I'm like interviewing with your company and interested is because I see that you guys are very active in the community. I saw that you guys just recently did XYZ, and they eat that stuff up. So
Yes, they do.
yep. So it's worked out for the handful of people that I've talked to. But yeah, they all have offers. It's just a matter of, and I told them, I said, once you get one offer, that's when all the rest of them are going to start coming in. And that's when life is easy, but now it's hard. Now it's like, which job do I want to take?
Yeah.
Before it's panic mode, like I need a job. Now it's, I have options. And then it's, which one's better for you? Hey, what's going on, Kelly?
Baseball. Go ahead,
How are
Kelly.
you guys doing? No, it took me just a hot second to find the button. No, I'm doing good. Seems like you guys are doing great. Love the Alaska, right? Sweatshirt. There you go. Yep.
Got the thaw hoodie. I mean the thaw turtleneck here too.
Oh,
Cold.
I had to scrape the ice off my deck for a second time today because the dog was slipping.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Snow and ice, but that's Kansas.
Welcome
So it sounds like you're doing well, Dion.
I'm great. I'm doing
Okay.
she's just out there helping out people that reach out to me via whatever. And it, like I was saying before, it's, I don't say it's surprising at this point, but a lot of people still believe that that job is just gonna get handed to them and it's just gonna fall in their lap because somebody somewhere said that to them while they were in the military. Oh, you just get out. Oh, you can work for these companies or whatever. There's a lot more to that. Yes, you can. Absolutely.
But I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree.
Yeah. So yeah, I was saying that like two of the individuals that I was talking to, I was like, all right, I see what you want to do based off your LinkedIn profiles, cool, but your resume doesn't say what your LinkedIn profile says, and you're not telling me that what you want to do matches either one of those things. Like nothing lines up.
Yep. And then you're not telling me how you can bring value to the company, right?
Yep.
Like you're not, like you previously said, you didn't research the company. You didn't even kind of check them out on LinkedIn. I mean, you gotta put some, I call it trust in the trust bank of like, I've done a little bit to learn about you. You're not just a cookie cutter company. People laugh, but you know, they remember it. So
Kind of like a date.
I mean, really, kind of. I mean, you're
Same.
gonna spend time with them, right? You're
Yep.
gonna invest that. You know, it's a relationship.
Oh,
whether it be
absolutely.
Personal
Absolutely.
or professional, but the date, you know, it definitely kind of gets people like, oh yeah, interesting. So that's a
Yeah,
great
I
one,
mean,
Michael.
it's for sure, because you can love it or hate it.
Yep.
Yeah,
But yeah, so definitely got to do your research on some of those. Like there was one that I was looking at, and I started doing research, and I was like, yeah, I don't think for my clearance I should probably be associating with this company based off where their home base is and their other things. But hey, look, this subsidiary of that company, right, does these things, but the parent company is in one of those Middle Eastern countries, and it's not a good look right now. I like my TS.
yeah, I like mine too. Absolutely.
It's like I work too hard to get it taken away off some craziness, but but yeah, it's yeah, the research has to be done by the individuals. Like I can only do so much. Yes, I know some people that have some openings in various industries or whatever, but if you don't know what you want to do, how am I going to help you help yourself find something?
Yep, and it corresponds with the words that they say, with matches their LinkedIn profile, the resume. Like you definitely can tell when it doesn't match. And every interview, even for the fellowship, they had my LinkedIn profile up. They had that up more than my resume, right? There is one kind of job that everyone kind of asked about, and I always knew that, you know, one, but they would ask other things, and I'm like, I had, you know, something in my, you know, about section a little bit more, so I knew when they were going to it. But yeah, you like Michael said, it's a date. You got to put some effort into it, right? And if you don't, then they can tell. You know, I think you know, the individual could tell probably too.
Yep, absolutely.
I had someone just recently send me an email this week, said for IT project management. I looked at the job description. I said, I love it. I can do project management, but what I just read, you want someone slightly diverse in IT? I said, I don't have any IT background. That's not going to help me or you. I said, thank you though.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, there's that too, where there's a lot of these cookie cutter job description things just to get out there to find somebody, and then you start asking questions about it, and it's like, that's not what this is asking for. What you want is not what's in this
Right.
rec that's got out. So yeah, there's some of those too.
Yeah, they equally cast a wide net to try to kind of screen maybe who they want because of the person, and not, you know, the qualities that normally someone with that skill set would have.
Yep.
I mean, I believe in the Army, well, the military in general, we come away with a lot of skills that we don't realize. O or E side, whichever side you want to talk about. The E side, we're more the hammer because we're used to doing 12 things at once. Not that our counterparts don't, but we don't capitalize on what am I getting from it, because you guys already come in with a degree and you're getting certain things that you go where we're like, just work, 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 work. I've seen, and we've all seen NCOs that work themselves to the bone, and at the end of their career, they never got a degree or they got an associate's. I mean, I have a batch. I should have gotten more, but I have a bachelor's only because my wife kicked me some. And then I had a leader who re-emphasized her message, because sometimes your wife says it 30 times, 30,000 times and never gets through. That one person walks up and it's like, you've never heard it before. And it's just, and she's like, I said that the whole time. And he showed me and I was like, okay. He's like, I help people. I stayed behind at this SMA Academy. He said, we had people come there with no school. I said, what? He said, I said, I kill myself for what I have. He said, and you're still in a long line. you need to keep going. I was like, oh, okay. And the lights came on all of a sudden. It's not a concentrated degree, but what I do, my work called for a degree. And guess what I have now? It's a degree. I mean, hey, you got to start somewhere, class by class. Oh,
Oh,
thankful,
I know.
thankful for those people.
I took my first class in 9, and then I was like, I don't think I like this college thing. The
Yeah.
Army didn't tell me I need to get a degree yet, so I don't want. And
Yeah.
it wasn't until 2014 where they were like, we want smarter degree people, and I was like, well, I'm way behind by 3 years now. It's like, hey, you want to get a degree? Where's your college and all this stuff? So then it was because I was 1,000% drinking the Army Kool-Aid. I was like,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, I gotta be airborne air assault. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Kill. I mean, yeah.
yep,
Now,
they want to maximize everything. Yep. Now you want
yeah.
me to get a degree? Ah.
I didn't get my degree till like my 20th year, something
Yeah.
like
Got
that.
it.
And I got it during the shutdown.
Mhm.
The shutdown, when the government shut down, I just finished. My degree wasn't conferred. My S1 at the NCO Academy at Fort Lee, she's like, Sergeant Brownfield, do you know how to do the letter to the president of the board? I said, absolutely not. She said, I'll come sit with you. We're fixing to do a letter to the president of the board. I said, okay, cool.
Yep.
We did it, saying, hey, I had a degree. It wasn't conferred yet. The shutdown bought me 2 weeks. Guess what I got in the mail? That degree. So we went and added that as soon as I got it. And lo and behold, I had a special assignment and I had a degree because I'd never had a special assignment because Sergeant Major Greer at Fort Eustis, he looked at my deployment block was full and I hated this dude when he told me. He's like, you know what you need? I said, what, Sergeant Major? He said, you ain't got no special assignment. I said, what am I supposed to go drill sergeant and not see my family more? I said, no.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, exactly. I'd already been on 3 Iraq deployments, Somalia, Bosnia, and everything. And then I went on to Haiti and Afghanistan there.
Yep.
I was like, why?
Hey, guys, I could just sit back and watch this discussion, but we kind of have a format to this, you know? And I will tell you that, hey, how's it going? It says Michael Brownfield on yours. Who?
Huh?
I see it too.
You see what?
Yes, same.
Maybe they're sharing Wi-Fi. I don't know.
What's happening? Oh, I sent the link to, I know what happened. When you send the link out, it's to my name. That's what happens. Because Dino didn't get the, Dino or Claudio. I think
Claudio, okay, all right.
Claudio didn't get the link. So it's going to show me again.
Oh, you can change his name though.
Yeah, I think.
Please. How's everybody doing tonight, man?
I'm right here.
I'm here.
Oh yeah, he can rename it. Go to rename, click in your box and rename. That's all.
Yeah, it's like Michael Brownfield twice.
Oh, you want? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
all
guys.
good. Man, you at Disney or you at the Hilton Hawaii in Honolulu? I recognize that place.
We lost. Okay. What we did, look, the last time I'm looking at my notes, we kind of did like a couple topics and we talked about a couple things. I don't believe we had a spotlight. Or
I think Matt, Tim had an issue he brought
oh, that's
forward.
right. Tim did have that issue. He had that issue and
His
he's not
unit
here.
wasn't letting him loose. They wanted that accountability thing.
Yeah, it was yellow accountability with Skillbridge and he's not here. He was here a minute ago. Why don't we do this? I will start with the educational minute. I'm hoping he'll come back and we'll see where he is with that and then we'll move on. So today's accountability minute is brought to you by Kelly Dankus. You are in the you are featured in today's educational minute. Give me 1 second.
This is great to find out.
I like to have surprises. So what I, as you know, I've been working with all of you. And one of the things that I'm really working on, we had a really great discussion at the 4 o'clock about the whole thing of content sharing, right? Sewing great content. you know, you see these seeds and you plant these great seeds, and then all of a sudden things happen. So here was Erica Hope Bradley, who I know, and I was like, wow, I like this. And I started looking at all the comments. First of all, it was really a great post, and one that's easy for us to respond to. And then look, my goodness, there she is. And I was like, gotta show this, because this is what I want you all to aspire to. Is it's not just writing great content, but it's commenting on great content. And so tonight's 2-minute lesson is on comments versus likes. Okay, so if you see a really great post, right, and you want to comment on it, comment it first, then like second. Why? Because the algorithm likes to see comments more than it wants to see likes. So comment, like. Even better, share it. It's really exceptional. And I usually have 1 share a day, and that's my goal, but I'm pushing you guys to do what Kelly's doing. So Kelly is she gets a star on her row there, you know, for being a star, but that's what I would like you all to do. Any questions, any thoughts?
Can I
I
really, when I first started my transition, I was really big onto get on my LinkedIn and everything like that.
Yeah.
And the more and more I hear people talk about the algorithm and, oh, well, you need to post at this time, and these are the things you need to post, and you need to make sure that you like between 8:03 and 8:07 and blah, blah, I don't want to do it anymore.
So let me say this.
Because
These are the alleged LinkedIn coaches, right? People that think they know what they're talking about.
no, like I'm not even talking about coaches. I'm just talking about in general. Like you were just talking about it, about comments versus likes. And every time I go to a thing and someone brings up LinkedIn, they're like, oh, well, you know, if you don't comment between the right times on the Eastern Seaboard, then, you know, the algorithm isn't right, and this, that, and the other. And it's MySpace drama or Facebook drama or LinkedIn drama, or it's all the same. And that's why I don't have social media anymore, because I'm tired. Like I don't want to have to do all that.
So I want to disagree with you, and I can tell you from my own personal experience that when you comment with people, regardless of what part of the world they're in, and I have friends all over the world now, it's the quality of the comment, and they notice, okay? And then when those that respond, you want to continue the conversation with say, hey, thanks so much. You know, if you do a couple times, hey, you know, Sean Welsh, I really like what you posted about SOS, and I'd like to connect with you, right? That's what I mean, okay? I don't want you to be out there like, and I don't want you to do it like between 8:03 and 8:07. And whoever told you that, they don't know. They don't know. They think they're experts, and I run across these guys all the time, but you know, you'll find your own voice. This is my whole point of tonight's little exercise. Find your voice. And when you find your voice, then you know that you've got something really good. Dion's doing a great job. Michael Brownfield's doing a great job. Kelly's doing a great job. You want to see people that really have found their voice. Those are those people. Okay. So Tim, we were waiting for you, and then we were asking because we wanted to ask you how it's going with the Sergeant Major and the issue with the skill bridge. What's going on, man?
Yeah, so it's free actually, and it seems to be going better now.
Okay.
It seems to be that now the ETP is going to be approved, and I'm kind of over the whole thing.
Okay.
I've talked to so many people, you know, who all gone through this whole thing, right? And it's one of the main reasons I'm getting out of the Army, right? Everyone in the Army says something to the effect of, well, when I retire, I want it to be this way, right? Well, I'm so close to retirement, I want it to be this way. And then when it comes time for someone else to be there, they don't want it, they don't want to afford them the same opportunities that they want whenever they're about to retire. Or the mindset that, well, there's no job. And I think Sean mentioned the same thing, right? There's no job, right? I show up to work and I sit on the couch and I bullshit for 6 or 7 hours a day. And then I go home and the command is like, well, we want to see you around more. For what? What is the purpose? Right? I'm not doing anything of value for you or for myself or for the organization. It's, you only want me there because who knows, right? What is the reason? And it's, I'm so sick and tired of the military mindset of, so long as I'm a person of like higher O or senior E, and there's no repercussions, right? It's not like in the civilian sector where a person can go to HR and say, hey, like this treatment is unfair and it's biased and whatever, right? If you want to use the word toxic, right?
Yeah.
In the military, there's no such thing, right? Yeah, you can go to IG or whatever, but at the end of the day, so long as the commander is just using, commander's preference or whatever the case may be, right? Or the senior NCO is advising the high O of what's going to happen, right? It's obnoxious. It's the most petty BS system, and there's oftentimes in the last year that I've regretted the last 22 years of my life because it's completely against all of my values and beliefs.
Gotcha. Well, have you offered to help him with some special projects instead of sitting on the couch?
There are no special projects.
There's nothing he
there's
needs you to do? No United Way campaign, no fundraising campaign? Okay.
No.
That's
Because we're on Okinawa, so that there's nothing happening. I go out, like I do weekly volunteering missions. Like I volunteer with the Red Cross and the USO every week, and they actually tried to get me to stop doing that. They're like, oh, well, you spend too much time volunteering. But really, is that what we're going with now?
Yeah, it sounds like you're in a really toxic environment, and
Yeah, absolutely.
it's just a matter of days before you can say, see ya. Yeah, I've had experiences like that. Okay, let's go to the old wins and challenges. I have Dion and I have Michael B. Michael B, could you do the wins and challenges? And then Dion, can you do the next part, please? Okay.
Absolutely. Got it.
All right.
So going right across my screen, I've got Kelly first, wins and challenges.
Okay, my wins are I achieved all of my goals from last time, which was to complete my final transition activities, because at the end of the month, 1 March I'm retired. So like check my VA login, all this list, and I was still doing it this morning. So thank God for MTR, because you drive me to achieve my goals. And then the second one was to finish strong the mastermind group led by Don, and then draft a timeline to review the next 10 questions again. And this morning I was finishing this, and I drafted my timeline. So goals, wins, I achieved my goals. Challenges, just taking it day by day at the new job, right? Like we talked about last time, it's kind of, people have been out due to family problems, and they've grown the team from 2 people to 5 people. So they don't have the systems in place. And now, oh, hey, I need to make those systems, which I am, but they're just not used to, organization and systems and just, doing stuff. And I'm flexible, but I have a plan with that challenge. So that's about it, Michael.
Okay, great. And they're not used to the fact that you came from systems.
I love systems. Yes.
That's what makes great leaders great leaders. Okay, moving on. So Kelly, Tim or Frey, what do you have?
See, wins. I got more CSP paperwork submitted. It looks like that should be getting approved this time. I got my wife or my partner, her flights and my son.
And there he goes again.
We lost him.
He's in Okinawa.
He's in Okinawa, so we do have bad connections sometimes. So moving on, we'll go to Dion, then we'll come back to him when we get there.
Yeah, the internet sucked in Oki when I was there too, so.
Yeah.
But no, so for me, couple of wins. Like I was saying, for those that were on here earlier, two of the individuals that I was working with the last couple of weeks got job offers. I don't know what those offers entail, but they got offers. So that's good. Let's see. As far as for me, I uploaded a bunch of my CEUs so I can keep my certifications for a little bit longer now. Now, as far as the ones that I was trying to get good old Air Force to bless me off on, I think they're still somewhere shooting down balloons out the air and stuff because they didn't touch my stuff. So,
You sure that wasn't Tom Cruise doing the balloons?
but so that sucks. Daughters got approved for a couple of scholarships, so that's good. So I ain't got to spend on my GI Bill yet. And then we got a visitation to that college this upcoming Saturday, so that's fine. Still going strong with my my Dancing with the Stars stuff with the wife.
Sweet.
I learned something new every week in that place. I was just trying to get to the point where I know one thing very good instead of a bunch of. I know a lot about a little about a bunch of things, and I just want to know one thing good. But it's fun, lots of cardio and all these foxtrots and bachatas and rumbas and stuff. So that's good. Haven't planned my March trip yet, so we'll figure that out. But it'll definitely be local. With what I've been doing the last couple of months, so that's good. But other than that, everything's doing good. Like Frey was saying earlier, yeah, I gave up on that whole algorithm LinkedIn time frame thing. I just comment and post when I feel like it is warranted or when I see something I need to post on.
Yes.
The Tuesday, Thursday, whatever stuff, I don't buy into that stuff anymore.
Yeah. They changed it.
On that note, on the algorithm, I will say mornings work. I think it's because everybody logs in at a certain time, maybe when they first get to work or something, because I've seen some posts just blow up that I posted. It's like, how did it get to 10,000 views in a day? And I'm not even, that's not who I am, but because it gives you that rhythm. It's like, okay, I mean, it just that many people you reach. Okay, anyways, Ken, what you got this today? Wins and challenges, my friend.
All right. So as far as wins, I have officially submitted my VA paperwork. So that was pretty exciting. Yeah. Now I'll just be waiting for all those appointments and all that funness. So I'm not looking forward to that, but you got to do it. I kind of started studying for my Azure 104, but probably in my losses, I've been very distracted this past week with the SkillBridge job and everything. I kind of had some things that I've been working through on there, just some technical problems that I was struggling with. But yeah, so I'm hoping to get that ramped up this next couple of weeks.
Outstanding. Thank you for sharing. And moving on to Sean. That's OS.
Yes. So it's been a hell of a week for me. I got my VA rating on Monday, found out today that my official retirement date is 15 June. My last day in the Army is 20 March. So looking forward to that, almost down to a month till I can get the hell out of here. Finally finished my Maxwell training that I started over a year ago, so I can do the certification event later this year in August when it comes around again. And I have a test next week for one of the certifications. And that's about it. Been a good
Sweet.
week.
That sounds like a great week. And okay, Claudia's not there. My twin is not there right now. We'll move on. Okay, he came back. Claudia. Wins and challenges, my friend.
Sorry about that. I had to turn the TV down.
Yeah, you're fine.
Let's see. I finally changed my profile picture on LinkedIn.
Okay, that's a good thing.
Yeah, since nobody liked it.
I didn't say we didn't like it. We just thought you could improve it.
It was
I
the
thought
Top
you were
Gun
going for, like-
shades that were killing you.
Oh yeah, I thought he was going for GQ or something.
Oh man.
And well, I don't tell this story to a lot of you guys. I had a meeting today with some 4 Navy lawyers. I was at the command over here in Norfolk, Virginia, where it didn't go so well for me, and they gave me like a general under honorable condition, and it was a pretty bad discharge because it didn't make any sense. So I finally had a meeting with 4 lawyers, and they even mentioned that it was a bogus, military BS crap. So they're working in the process of changing my discharge so I can get my GI Bill back, because I lost that. That's the only thing I lost is my GI Bill. So hopefully that I can get my my discharge upgraded from a general. I still received under honorable condition, but he just made it general, so I couldn't get my GI Bill. So
Okay, great. That's forward progress. And hold on, I just lost where I was. I believe Jeremy Thomas is next, sir. Thank you for sharing with us.
That's good to hear about your GI Bill. I had my first 4-block meeting this past week, and that was awesome. We do our first in-person Wells Fargo on location next Tuesday. So that's a challenge. I'm going to do some research. I had an informational interview from the 4-block with a person that's in Hiring Our Heroes with USAA right now. That was amazing. And then I had an informational interview with a small business CEO today, which was very stressful because I did a bunch of research on his company, and it was the CEO. So it was a great challenge, but it was a great learning event, and I got a chance to speak about myself and practice that elevator speech that I started with 4-block. So good week.
Great. So we have some people in the group in the banking industry. That we can link you with later. I can't remember if he went to Wells Fargo or Bank of America, but he was the Garrison Sergeant Major for
Fort Jackson.
Yeah, for Fort Jackson. Yes.
Yes, I'll look him up. He's
as well as the TRADOC Sergeant Major for the Army.
He was?
He wasn't, but the TRADOC Sergeant Major is also in banking. I'm connected with him.
Okay, yeah.
So there's a few good connections out there that can help you, definitely.
Yeah.
They're in our wheelhouse. So Ann, wins and challenges, ma'am.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So wins is I'm in another challenge, LinkedIn Heart Mode Challenge. So I'm still working on that. There's days that's, not that good. I just don't do the algorithm. It's like, it's whatever. I just put whatever on there, and if people comment, that's good. If not, just move on. Other wins is, I got the Garmin from the Wounded Warrior Expo, and they had a challenge this past week that ended on Valentine's Day, and I made it in 3rd place for the most steps.
Nice,
So
very nice.
Working out, lost 2 pounds, but when you go out to eat, I just gain it all back. So it's just but it's still a win. And I'm in my 2 courses for certifications. Challenges is still my VA disability. So I cannot even add my dependents on there. because I don't have my results yet. But one day I was at the DMV and they changed my first and last name to my husband's ex-wife's name. So when I called in, I was like, I know what my name is, I don't know how you guys can change it because I can't even change my dependents or add them, but how are you able to, change my first and last name without double checking anything? So they say they fixed it, and every once in a while I had to check and make sure that I don't know how it happened, but I would like to find out because that did not make any sense. They didn't verify it. So that's VA disability is still my challenge.
Okay,
That's those
thank you.
gremlins in the system.
Yes, yes. So Aladino, wins and challenges.
All right, good evening, everyone, wherever you may be located at. Challenges, I know I shared with the group a couple of weeks ago, or shoot, a month ago, that I had a knee procedure get done. Slow recovery, just like anything that involves the extremities or complex joints, but we're making progress. Today, I went back to work, so it's back to the grind, hopefully not grinding too hard. So that will be some of the challenges. As far as the win goes, the convalescent leave was amazing. Had a great break and be able to not necessarily rediscover myself, but do a little bit of shifting on the prioritization. While I was on leave, I also worked on, along with Kelly, on the mastermind that we did with Don. It was phenomenal. Just thinking about things to put things into perspective, reevaluate myself and some of the dreams and plans that I have looking forward once I transition from the military. So overall, it was really, really, really good. And that was the Winston challenge right there.
Aladino, I got a question for you. You offered to do that. Did you get my voiceover scripts?
I didn't, but you sent it my way.
I did.
Really?
Yeah, I did. I'll send it to you again. They're real simple. Okay.
Telling you, I'll do them all.
They were very simple. It's all less than 15 seconds.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, back to you, Frey/Tim. We got cut off earlier.
Yeah, my computer keeps crashing and I have no idea why. It's just Frey. You don't have to do Frey/Tim. That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so wins, like I said, got more CSP paperwork in. We got the lease. We got to review the lease for the house we're gonna be renting. What else? Did a parent teacher conference yesterday. That went really well. My son's doing awesome in school. What else? What's happening? Got flights reserved, got rental cars reserved, got get the car out of storage, got that all taken care of. Hopefully they ship that to New Jersey on time. Challenges are the CSP that I'm doing, at least as of right now, does not have a follow-on position. And so there's some fear there behind, am I going to be stuck? And realistically, I'm not. Like there's still plenty of other opportunities out there. And so I'm just going to keep talking to, like, there's another hospital up there that I know they still need some security measures and everything, and talk to them. What else? Just trying to just make it through these next 6 months of just dealing with the military system, and got a hold of the Winter Warrior folks. He wants me, I guess they don't go through your records anymore and pick out all of your deficiencies. They want me to go through all that. So got my records. Now I've got to go through and trying to find all of my things. So that'll be a fun project to sit down and do for a while. Yeah, I think that's about it for me.
So Frey, if I can for a minute, I don't know if you remember Mike Sears. He was in our group for a minute. Navy. He's already completed his fellowship with Disney, and there's no follow-on jobs. So all I can say is hold on. They're working because they like him. He's got 3 or 4 different departments trying to work him in, but Disney's on a freeze. So there might be hope if you get in there and kill it like I know you will. There's probably hope. It's just right now it's looking dismal. Because I told him hang on, because I was like, just hang on, man. Just hang on.
I could see him in a sailor suit playing Donald.
That's mean.
No, I like him. He's a great guy.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
But just hang in there, Frey. Hang in there.
Yeah.
It's like, so so there's another hospital called Northern Light that as soon as I got the paperwork from Maine Health and I got that sent up, Northern Light sent me like, hey, we want to do one. Like, well, now we're too late. And so I'm just future tripping and worrying about something that's not really a worry that I need to worry about right now.
So these hospitals are in the same community?
Hmm?
Well, then they're gonna know about you. It's a small,
Yeah.
they're gonna know about you.
Yeah, they're both in Portland, so it's not like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm passing the baton from Michael to Dion, and we'll do we'll see if someone has a spotlight they'd like to put on an issue, like we did with you, Tim, a couple of weeks ago with your sergeant major and your commander. Anybody have a
Update?
burning? Go ahead.
He gave us an update on. Yeah, he gave us an
Yeah,
update.
he
I'm
did.
sorry,
He did.
Matt.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
he did. Okay. Over to you, Dion. You got the con.
All right, so to the best part of this, after everybody shares their ups and downs, does anybody have anything pressing or anything that they want to discuss? Where they think they have some added value for the group or that we can help you with?
Looks like coffee time.
Yeah,
Sounds like coffee time.
yeah. I think we like the coffee thing all the time. You were saying something, Matt?
No.
Someone spoke up. Was it you, Jeremy?
It was. I have a question. The your education, your certifications, I see a lot of people put them in their name. Me, I don't believe that's me, but is that something that you should do in LinkedIn? I just think that should be down in the bottom where it's supposed to be. Just want to know y'all.
So this is a great one because I think me and Matt had this conversation a while back.
Yeah.
I absolutely took it out of mind. So I think where I've grown on this was for people that are looking to get jobs and stuff like that or land somewhere, absolutely go for it because it's right up there up front. Recruiters see it. They ain't really got to do a lot of scrolling and go through that or whatever. But when you're like myself or whatever, once I'm where I'm at, I changed mine to what goal and what I'm trying to achieve in my position. So my title on mine now says looking to connect with other peoples to see how we can help our industries or our companies be better, that kind of stuff, right? But absolutely, Sec Plus, Lean Six Sigma, Black Belt, all that stuff, that's great because that's what some of the recruiters and stuff or whatever are looking for when they're trying to get people in those roles. But absolutely, in my opinion, once you land where you are, change it to what suits you. Anybody else?
Well, I have a lot to say on this, but I want everybody else to weigh in first.
So, are you going, Michael?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm kind of mixed on it. I mean, I don't have a master's. I don't have a doctorate. I have a bachelor's. I'm proud of it. But I mean, I've got a coworker and a good friend who just finished their doctorates. Hers is like crazy. She's like the Abby on NCIS Forensic Science, and she's working for the shipyard. And our director said, "Hey, you earned that. Put that on your title." And your jabber, where it's like we're instant messaging. I'm instant messaging through the whole meeting and whatnot. Where it shows up there, shows up somewhere on her profile, but she doesn't get paid for it because it's not inside her area of contracting and logistics. Another friend, he just did his. Now his is all over his resume, but it's not who he is. He's going to go to school till he's dead because that's who he is. He's got 1 doctorate. He's working on a second. He's got like 3 masters. Like, dude, what is wrong with you, man? I'm just glad to get what I got. But that's the difference in personalities. Some people are like that. I think get what you can get out of it. And if you need to keep it up, if that's who you are, keep it up. If you're comfortable in your skin and you land that job that you've grown to or worked for, hey, put it down there in the education. I mean, that's my take.
Go ahead, Kelly.
I mean, I completely feel the same way as Michael and you, Dion. So yes, I got my PMP because I wanted to transition into project management or have a project management related field in the civilian sector, right? Like I had 3 months of leave, and then that 6 months, like even if I fail completely in this job, it's going to be a little while before I'm eligible for a civilian GS job. So I put my PMP behind my name, and right now I'm in the process of figuring out my job, and I'm slowly kind of tweaking some parts of my profile, and eventually my whole profile to kind of update it to shift out of that transition. But definitely lots of new people at work. Definitely check it out, and it helps. And a PMP is not required for this position because they tend not to require it anymore, because then they have to pay you. They just say recommend, right? And I didn't get a couple other certifications because during my fellowship, some directors in the company were like, are you just getting certifications to put them on your resume, or are you targeting into project management? You can do Lean Six Sigma, you can do Scrum, blah blah blah, all this other stuff, but is it like buckshot, or is it is it a little concentration? So I was like, okay, I wanted to work for the company that I'm working for now, so I just focused on project management, and then building a relationship with people who are transitioning to project management and other project management professionals. So I left it behind my name. I'll probably remove it in the future, but that's where I'm at now.
So I want to really weigh in on this. Okay. To your question, Jeremy, if you've got a lot of designations, probably pick the one that's probably the most important right now. So Jeremy or Thomas, if it's PMP, I put that. But down in the keywords, and when you and I get to talk on your LinkedIn profile, like I did with someone else today, the 4th step is to put all your key terms. Okay, so key skills, whatever those key skills are, they should go there. Okay, what I'm gonna discuss this with Dion privately, but here's the thing, guys. Those guys in the search world, the staffing people out there, they put that algorithm in, and if they find you in the about section, that's great. If they find you down in that experience section, that's even better. So I'm having kind of a flame war with some people that don't like the way I coach people. They said, you're gonna force people not to get a job. No, I'm forcing you to do your job, because you can get it here at the same spot. You just have to work a little harder. So it's your perception of what's right for you, okay? But definitely put those key skills, that there's a way to do that, and you can bake that in there, and when they're looking for whatever designations you have. So let me ask a question, what designations do you have, Jeremy?
Just what y'all just mentioned, masters, PMP, black belt, CSM.
Yeah, those will go down they should go down in the key terms, because guess what? They're looking for that. If that's a job requirement, then they're going to find that, and then they'll, it's the match of the algorithm. Thanks for asking that question. I just completed an article on medium.com, and I'm sure there's some people that are not real happy with me, but I really don't care, because I have my view and they have their view.
You posted it today. It was great.
Did you like it?
I did. I really did. it helped me. I'm still trying to craft my about section.
Okay.
I've tweaked it again, and we already did speak back in November when we went over my LinkedIn profile.
Right.
So I've been slowly making it better and reading more content and listening to all kinds of input and making my own decision. Like you kind of.
It's kind of exactly what I wrote. It took me from Sunday to now to publish it because I was, you ever see a German American get red and mad in the face? That would have been me on Sunday. And then those people, after I made the comment, then they dropped the comments like, oh, isn't that interesting? So leave it to that. Let's continue, guys. That was a good question. And we haven't heard from you in a while. What's one of your concerns right now? Sorry for taking over, Deanne. Didn't mean to.
So before, I used to put all that stuff on there. I put Lean Six Sigma Green Belt. I put my master's degree on there. But then, talking to different people and seeing how some people, theirs is like almost a paragraph long. Whenever
Yes, it is.
I tag them, it's like all you see is their name with all this extra stuff behind it. So because I'm in a different field right now, I put it all behind. Like I don't even put it on my stuff. I don't think I have it. So it just depends on what you do. If I would search for people that have it. So when I was looking into Agile, I'll look into their name, and if they have it, then I try to connect with them. But for myself now, because I'm going to the personal finances stuff, I'm not putting that in there because it doesn't make sense with what I'm doing.
I got a question, Anna. You still pursuing the PMI ACP?
Yes, I am. So my husband got me this thing, the book. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see, but it's on. I'm trying to undo the, I don't know, but it's on. It's a flashcard for ACP.
Oh, nice.
I'm doing that. He also gave me a book. So, once I don't have access to the stuff that I have now, which is the O2O, I have until mid-March to use it to practice the exams. Then I'll go to the notebooks and the book. So I'll just leverage whatever I have access to until I'm ready to take the test. Yep.
Okay, thank you. I plan to use O2O as well for that certification.
Mm-hmm. And if you have any question, just message me on LinkedIn or through MTR when we have our bi-monthly meeting.
Yeah, I will do. O2O won't let me do it until I'm 180 days out.
Yes, it had to be 180 days out, but you can do it after too. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Great.
Any of you guys have study material for the CompTIA 601?
Dion.
Oh, Security Plus. It's the one. Yeah.
Have you guys seen O'Reilly? It's through MWR.
I'm sorry.
MWR website, there's O'Reilly. So if you go under MWR and look at the resources, there's an area where you have O'Reilly and they have classes, they have free book that you can download, like a digital book. It's called O'Reilly. It's under the MWR.
Morale, welfare, and recreation?
What's that?
The base morale, welfare, and recreation?
Yes.
It is attached with that. Yeah. But you get free access to O'Reilly and all their training materials. That I have a featured post that's attached to my LinkedIn as well. It's from a year ago, but it has a whole bunch of free resources, and there's like a dozen different free organizations for veterans to get, and military members to get access to, like Coursera's entire, catalog of free training. There's a ton of free training out there, especially in tech.
Right. Well, I mean,
Yes. Go ahead.
I just started my first IT job this week, Monday, or it's my second week. And it's working on the Navy NMCI network. I wanted it to be more hands-on. To be honest with you, I'm just sitting at a call center, walking people through troubleshooting computer. I want to be more hands-on. I don't want to answer phones all day and tell you how to fix a VPN issue that, all you got to do is just switch it from Norfolk to Hawaii on the computer. I'm getting tired of LinkedIn. I message people all day, every day about jobs and just nobody's responding back. I apply for a lot of jobs on LinkedIn and I don't know. I think LinkedIn is on my list. I don't know. So
you and I need to have a private talk about this, okay? Because there's a way to build a relationship. You probably should talk to Dion too about this. It's all about relationships, okay? If you're just reaching out for jobs, people are going to turn you off. If you're looking to ask for help and mentorship, you've got 1, 2, 3. There's 9 people in this room that would help you. Okay, so don't go with trusted sources. We're all trusted sources. Okay.
Yeah,
Hey, Matt, can I just, Claudio, it took me like 3 times for Matt to say the same thing to me, for me to listen and understand. So, I mean, I've had several LinkedIn meetings with Matt, so it's taken me a long time to understand what he's saying or really do it because I may not agree, but I'm kind of seeing the light. So I trust Matt.
Oh no, I trust him. I'm applying for so many jobs on LinkedIn. It's like, why, and I'm trying to relocate as soon as possible to Tyson's DC area. And it's just everybody's saying we're hiring. And then I'm getting to the point where like, you're just saying that because you're probably trying to meet some sort of quota for the applications you want people to apply. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. So it's crazy. It's a different world out here. It's pretty harsh. So
Interesting, because IT and cyber, like all the big companies, a lot of those have let people go because this was a Chat GPT and all these other AI things are taking over now, and they don't really, they're getting rid of a lot of people. It sounds like you're in like a help desk kind of job or whatever.
Yeah.
So yes, they sucked. I did that for a while too. But nonetheless, I will tell you from personal experience, don't apply for a job through LinkedIn, go through the actual company link, or talk to whoever posted that, recruiter that posted it, reach out to them. And most of the recruiters that I talk to will tell you to go to the actual company link and do that and apply through jobs through there. I found it more successful for me that way when I started applying that way versus the 20 or 30. Oh, LinkedIn. All right, apply here, apply now, easy apply, all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Like I said, LinkedIn for me is good for connecting with people and getting that, I guess, getting invited to the party, right? But then you have to go to the actual company page or whatever itself and see if that job is there, because there's a lot of jobs on LinkedIn that are not on the actual company page anymore, right? So they might have closed or they might have hired, but it's not taken down on LinkedIn. And then the other thing, going back to what you said earlier, when we were talking about MWR and that stuff, O'Reilly and stuff like that, I know Act Now Education, they have a LinkedIn page as well. I've gotten 3 certifications through those guys, and they have boot camps every month for Sec Plus, and it's free. You're a veteran. It's free to them. All you got to do is sign up for it. I mean, you might have to, it's via Zoom and all this stuff. They have your screen shares. They have documents you can download and stuff like that. And that actually having somebody there to talk through it or whatever, like I said, you can take as many of those boot camps and stuff as you want. I know for 601, they do it at least, they break it up into like, the classes broken up into 2 4-hour blocks, I think, but they do it like twice a month. If you look at that, they got a whole list of things where it's Azure, AWS, all that stuff, but it's through O'Reilly is, I think, one of the individual companies that puts that on as well or whatever.
What was the name of that company? The one that you mentioned, sir?
Act Now Education. It's in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Is that Jay Salter's group?
Yep.
Yeah, that's an amazing resource.
Oh yeah.
Every Saturday they have orientation. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
every Saturday, and they go through the Facebook. So they want to make sure that you're an actual, person. So they
Mhm.
have you go through the Facebook, sign up, and then you go to the Zoom link, and they give you a code that you need to write and do a survey, and then they give you access to Coursera, and they show you how to get to O'Reilly, all these other free resources that Dion was talking about. Yes. So every Saturday they have orientation.
So I don't want to, I have spoken to a veteran who owns his own business, and he told me a little secret about those certifications that everybody's asking for. And I'm getting ready to go back to school. I'm just waiting for my acceptance letter for Georgetown, so hopefully I get in. I'll be honest with you, their master's program looks pretty intense, so I will definitely not have enough time to study or attend one of those classes. So my friend that owns his own business and actually works for, all the companies that turn him down, he told me that there's a website where you can, and I probably shouldn't say that. There's a website that sells the exam dumps for the CompTIA Security Plus, and they have the questions word for word on those paper, and all you got to do is just really memorize. I mean, I already went through school and I already learned all of those, so I really don't have time to get a refresh. So yes, I would probably should attend those classes, but the other route is just, it's much quicker. So I probably will do both, to be honest with you, but I gotta hurry up because this job gives me 6 months to get it. I'll probably have it before then anyways, but I won't probably even, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. And then there's also I have a couple of connections. I'll shoot you their information. Like AWS and a couple of other companies have free, what is it, sandbox things where you can go in there and build networks and play around with stuff so you can get used to doing all those things or whatever, which is also the next tier. But yeah, being at the help desk, okay, that's step one. That's
Well,
based
believe
on.
it or not, sir, for a help desk position, it actually pays pretty well. But I'm already tired of the job. I took like 6 calls today. They got Amazon AWS running in the background, showing you like how many minutes you spent on a phone call, and it just gets to the point where the Navy's like, if you didn't resolve their issue, just pass it on to field services. And I'm like, okay, then what's the point of like, I'm not even helping the customer,
Yeah, that's that separation of tier 1 through tier 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, so totally got it.
Yeah.
But hopefully you got some stuff take away from that. Unless somebody else has anything else, we'll pass it back to Matt for his accountability piece.
Oh, thank you. And let me say this. Based on this discussion, what do you think were the big key takeaways as a group? Anybody want to share for a couple minutes what you think were the key takeaways from tonight?
All right, so for me, my takeaway is you got to look at all the avenues of everything out there. There's information coming from every which way. You take what you need from each one of those things and apply it to how it'll affect you, because it'll be different for me, for Kelly, for Michael, for Sean. All this information will be used differently for all of us. Just taking all of it, pull out what you need from that and apply it from there.
Anybody
And
else?
then,
Go ahead.
oh, I was going to comment that, like the group is a mastermind, and somewhere in anyone's experience, we may have information that can help or educate or can answer maybe not the root question, but a question that is an offshoot of the question. So if it's small, big, large, half a cup of coffee, full cup, ask it, because we're here to help.
I would say one thing that tonight definitely pointed out, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And I don't mean who you know like someone's giving me something, but Dion, I would say Dion and Kelly are kind of the experts in the field that Claudia is trying to break into, kinda. maybe not so much Kelly, but Dion for sure. And he sat back and was quiet, and Ann jumped in and said, boom. And then someone else, and then Ken jumped in. And that's what it's about, is sharing our resources and helping one another. That's what makes this group something valuable, is everybody can jump in. Hey, I got a little tiny golden nugget that'll make your life better if you take that golden nugget and go use it. So that's definitely what I gathered from tonight.
That's why I really enjoyed tonight's session. And Dion and Michael, thank you for helping me facilitate, because, you know, really there's an administrative part of this. I want to keep track of where everybody's at. And there's certain things that I need to do, like I need to introduce people to other people. That's what I do when I'm not leading the meeting. So I'm looking at things here. Tonight was an exceptional meeting. So let's move on to accountability. Dion, what can we hold you accountable for the next 2 weeks?
I'm going to ask if you can come back to me because I'm trying to figure it out, because I feel like I am where I need to be at.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure stuff out.
Okay. Kelly?
I have some financial planning things that I have on schedule to do. And then I just to embrace becoming a veteran, right? So the next meeting is 3 March. Right, 1 March, I'm a veteran. So, and there's going to be some little things pop up, but, you know, I feel like I'm on target, just, you know, maybe mentally, you know, embrace it.
Gotcha. Change that color of the ID card. Tim Bennett, what can we hold you accountable for? Okay. Ken Millard?
Yeah, so I got to get back on the horse a little bit with my Azure stuff. So I want to be 25% on my AZ 104 training by our next meeting.
Great. I love that. Very specific. Sean Walsh, what can we hold you accountable for, sir?
Studying. I got 1 certification next week, and I got to finish up my Part 107 license to be a drone pilot for the job. So I got to get that license under the belt too.
Cool. Jeremy Thomas?
Don sent me a link to fill out, and I can't find it. So I'm going to reach out to Don and fill out whatever assessment he sent me to move forward with that.
Oh, Anne Marie, I know exactly what we need to do there, okay? Because we're using a new student management system. Gotcha. I know exactly where all you are in terms of if you fill out your application, if we, you know, accepted you. So yeah, I will make a note to application to from Anne Marie. Gotcha. All right. Padu.
I gotta get my CompTIA cert, and I have to leave this area. I don't want to work in this area anymore, so I'm trying to move to Washington, DC as fast as I can. I know it sounds crazy, but so finding my career. I'm trying to find my career.
All right. We're here to help you, and you've got all these resources here, not only in this group, but other groups. And Tran.
I just came from Virginia, so if you need resources, let me know. But for accountability, I'm trying to work out 4 to 5 times a week, and to get more than 80% on my PMI ACP exam.
Okay.
Like the practices.
Okay. Aladino.
First, we go back to work and following up on some vouchers for training approval that I submitted prior to my departure. See what happens. What's the status of those, and then once those get approved, essentially lock in the training and go after those additional certifications.
Okay. Tim Bennett, sometimes you're here, sometimes you're not. I know you're in Okinawa. We appreciate you getting up early to be with us. What's going on with you, sir?
Yeah, I don't even know what for my accountability is actually. I mean, really kind of everything at this point in my life is just waiting on something else to happen, which I feel like it's kind of a cop-out answer. That's just kind of where I am right now.
Yeah.
Personally, I do want to make more time to work out more. Just not sure what that looks like right now with I've got all my physical therapy and everything happening.
Okay.
I really don't have an answer for that right now.
Okay.
Which I'm not trying to cop out. I don't have anything right now.
Okay.
I take a phone call tomorrow, but I've got that on my phone and call this gentleman and see what we can figure out with potential opportunities. So yeah, I guess that's it. Make the call and see what happens. So.
All right. Michael B.
Okay, yes, so I'm going to apply to a minimum of 2 jobs this in the next 2 weeks, which is not a lot, but it is a lot because if I restructure my resume every time I have to do it, that can be time consuming. So I'm going to be scouring USA jobs. In the past 2 weeks, I've applied to 4 different positions, 2 GS, 1 contract, and 1 off LinkedIn. I didn't do the quick connect, but I know what you're talking about, Dion. You're right, because that you give me flashbacks when I was trying to look for a job. I was like praying, crying, praying, working, studying, and nothing was happening. And I think the prayers were heard more than anything. And went in with a federal resume to a local job, and he pitched it in the corner and just talked to me. So yes. Oh, and something I didn't mention, I did get a raise on my merit, so that was good. So that was great.
Fantastic.
That's a win. So
Okay.
yeah.
So a couple things to tell you guys. Number one, next Wednesday we have Tricia Houghton speaking on burnout. We'll repost that here on the group for LinkedIn. So if you need that, love to see you all there. We got a nice number, but the more the better. Secondly, on Thursday, the San Antonio Veterans Rotary Club is going to host our good friend Jane Babcock, who is one of the top accredited veteran service officers in the country. She's going to talk about some changes and what people need to know and what their widows need to know. So I've sent everybody an invite to that I know was interested. So Deanne was there for the first meeting. Hope to see you again next week, Deanne. And Kelly, you got an invite. If you'd like an invite, just say, hey, Matt, send me that link. And Dion, if you wouldn't mind, I want to, if you could stay on for about a minute, I want to ask you about your daughter, because it sounds like the LinkedIn profile has really helped her with the old scholarship stuff.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks. Good night, all.
Good night.
Yeah, have a good one.
Have a good one now.
Good night.
Absolutely. Have a good night. Have a good 2 weeks.
Yes,
Yeah, see you.
indeed.
Good night,
See
everyone.
you.
Great seeing everybody.
See you, Michael B. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
We got to catch up. I'm taking 4 days off as of dark 30 tomorrow. Taking the wife to the coast.
Sweet.
You said you're taking her where?
Lockport.
Okay.
We're doing the bird watching thing, and if we advise her friends, some of our friends, because we got a 2-bedroom cottage, so we're just going to hang with them.
Yeah, so I've been looking at around this area because, like I said, I'm trying to do something every month or whatever with the wife or whatever in the family.
Yeah.
And so I've been looking at out in the middle of the woods and these cabins and all this stuff to do that kind of stuff as well. So that's interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's before spring break. You don't want to be on the coast in spring break in Texas. No.
I believe it.
Yes. Hey, so your daughter got a couple scholarships.
Yes. So don't get me lying to you. I have to have her log on and see what it is or whatever. But yeah, so she's got a couple of them.
Okay.
So the thing that is interesting to me is I can't do the work for her, right?
No, you can't.
So, but it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, let me go in here and fill this stuff out and knock these things out. But when they put on their what is it, website, I think it's website or social media or whatever.
Yep.
We use LinkedIn or whatever instead
Yeah,
of.
that to me,
crap.
I that's what I've been trying to tell people is like, and you know, that's one of my goals for this year is I've done a couple of professional engagements years because I wanted to prove the concept, but you know, if I'm, you know, saving a parent lots of money, right?
Mhm.
It's probably worthwhile for them to engage me to help kids like your daughter. Your daughter's a really exceptional kid. And having met your wife, I know her, no, I've known both of you as well as I think I know you. I can see where she's doing really exceptional work.
Yeah, appreciate it. But
Yeah.
yeah, she's
Right.
doing good. Like I said, Saturday we got to go actually up there to Denton, to the school. They got orientation or something or whatever, whatnot. I don't know.
This
But
Saturday?
yep.
Okay.
And then so we'll go from there. And then what I was trying to get back to, and when the group was there, is so after our Rotary Club meeting or whatever, I looked up Fort Worth area. There's like 12.
Right.
So the one that's closest to us, they have a. It's weird. They're only open on Tuesdays, which is strange, but
Yeah.
yeah. So told the wife we'll swing by there to see what they're all about.
Sure.
Either one of us have a Facebook page, so
Right. Service about self.
yeah,
Big believer in that.
yeah. So I was like, I'm a big advocate for. I'm just going to show up on the doorstep,
Sure.
see what
And
people.
see how they welcome you. They should be welcoming you with open arms.
Yeah.
My friend, well, thanks for the feedback on that. And you know, if you think about it, if you or your daughter were to write a recommendation for the LinkedIn, you know, for high school kids, that'd be helpful because I'm gonna push that forward because
Okay.
it's a market.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, the only thing that I kind of understand it, but I dislike it is LinkedIn. You can't see a lot of things until you're at least 18 on there. You can't get access to a lot of features.
That's true. That's true. And I don't like that. And if they were smart, they would make it easy for them to network. But if you look at the book shows you how to work around. There's a workaround.
Oh
But, yeah. But still, you know, I have somebody else who's 21 who's, you know, he's aerospace.
Mhm.
Okay. All right, guys. I'm gonna say ciao, audiamo.
All right.
Have a good one now.
Have a good one.
Hi, Nathan.
Did I get the time wrong? I thought it was the 8:15.
You're early.
Oh, okay.
Can you give me a second to go get something to drink real quick?
Yeah, sorry. I was just trying to make sure I was on the right meeting.
You're on the right meeting.
Okay.
Thank you. How are you doing?
Very good. How about you?
It's been a long day. I like these sessions, but it takes a lot out of me, you know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Let me go get some ice and I'll be right back, okay?
All right. Want me to just remain here or go ahead and leave the
Yeah,
meeting?
stay there. I'm just gonna do that, okay?
All right.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah, I got a little, had to get a little water and some juice. So what is the latest on the thing with the Navy?
So I contacted my congressman. They are reaching out to the Navy. I talked with my boat. They told me to email a certain email address at the boat, and I haven't heard back since.
You did the right thing by going to your congressman.
Mhm.
It's like, yeah, it's the Navy's decision to discharge you. It wasn't your decision. It wasn't like you did anything, like get caught in some kind of sex crime or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, there wasn't. Yeah, I'm glad that you did that. How's work treating you?
No, that's all right. We got a lot of work on our plates these few weeks, so it's been a bit rough, but I'll manage.
Well, at least you got job security. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, a second. Who's your congressman?
Let me look it up real quick. I went to Debbie Lesko,
Republican or Democrat?
Republican.
Okay.
The other two people that I would be able to reach out to are Mark Kelly, a Democratic senator, and Christian Cinema, former Democrat, and she's a senator.
Independent.
Yep.
Yeah. But let me know what happens with that, okay?
Yeah, I'll make sure to let you know. I already heard back from the representative's office, like within like 24 hours, they emailed me back. So, and they're reaching out to the Navy. So,
Yeah. You have to do that sometimes.
mhm.
Mhm. Oh, he's got the post-military beard going.
Yeah, I got the goatee now.
I think when I go back on nights, I'm going to try to see what I can grow over 3 months.
How you doing, David?
Doing good. How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm taking 4 days off. This is my last event of the night. I got to do a little work in the morning, you know, and then off I go. 4 days to the coast. Rockport.
East or west?
One Rockport.
Okay, nice.
Bird watching.
Okay. Yeah, I love the different coasts. Haven't been to the East Coast in a while, but usually go out to the West Coast every summer.
Are you from LA?
No, I used to live in LA. But my daughter, she loves San Diego, and then we did the Disneyland thing the year after. So maybe probably make it up to San Francisco or something this time, just to check it out.
My youngest lives in Portland, and we went to visit the coast in Portland too. It's
Nice.
Oregon, beautiful up there. cold, but beautiful, you know?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of light tonight. Where everybody at?
I don't know, they're kind of slow. One can only. Yeah, Don's off to coming back from Las Vegas right now.
Okay. Personal or professional trip?
Professional trip. He won a contest. I'm
Oh,
sure he
nice.
knows all about it. He's been really busy with that. And we had a meeting today, and I've been working on a whole bunch of other things for this and some other things that I'm working on. I got a couple professional obligations to finish this week. Or get them to the point where I can say, I've done as much as I can. I'll reach out to clients and I'll be back on Tuesday. He's not in a big hurry. If there's a suspense, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It is time to get started. Neither one of you was here last time, right?
I was
Yeah, I was
Were you here?
yeah, it was one of my first days back on this time slot because my work schedule changed.
Oh, okay. So what has been the biggest, we've been talking about your challenge. What else is going on with you that we can help you with, or something that's going on with your with the work you're doing?
It's just, I think a lot of it's my mental illness. I'm working on that. I have found there's a lot of times where I'm lacking drive and motivation. I think that's coming from my depression. So I'm going to hopefully get work on that. I'm waiting for my doctor to send over their lab request so I can go give blood again and get it tested. Apparently, my testosterone is low. So he's going to check the hormones and make sure those are okay. And maybe I might have to get a testosterone booster or something like that. Maybe that'll help.
You know, on Wednesday night, we're having a program with Trisha Houghton on that very topic too. And she's a licensed mental counselor. So we highly encourage you to listen to her, what she has to say. I was very impressed with her. We did the pre-screening meeting today. Yeah.
What time would that be?
It will be 6:30 our time.
So 5:30 my time.
4:30. You're in Arizona time, right?
Yeah, but I'm only one behind Texas right now until you spring forward.
Oh, that's right. You're in Arizona.
Arizona doesn't do it.
Yeah.
Ohio, this is the last time as well. So my parents are not going to have to deal with it anymore either.
Well, I would like to say that we just have one time zone for the rest of it, you know. It's
I
possible.
think a lot of people are starting to cycle out of the need for daylight savings and just keep it the same year round.
Yeah.
I think that's the direction we're going.
Yeah.
It seems like the states are starting to do it.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. I was TVY in Arizona. And it's like, wait a minute. Because my former wife was in Colorado. I was like, okay, you're an hour now. I'm on the same time zone. It's like, what? You know, in California, it's like, am I on California time or if I'm on? Yeah, yeah.
Had a bit of a scare earlier this week. I heard about that train derailing, and it's only about an hour or two from my parents' place in Ohio. But they're not being affected, so.
Yeah, when I was in college, Norfolk and Western had a similar thing like that, where we were in a big, train yard. Then they blew up half the rail yard right there. And I missed it because I was dating a girl that was going to summer school in Normal, Illinois, and I missed it. And my mom says, "Did you know what happened?" "No." "They blew it up. You were supposed to be at work that day." I said, "Yeah, I took the day off. I got it, worked it out with my extra board foreman, and they let me have that, but I had to work the following Saturday." So yeah, oh yeah. So David, what's going on with you? What's happening with your Skillbridge? You're in Skillbridge now, right?
Yeah, Hiring Heroes Fellowship. So things are going great, actually, really good. I had a very positive conversation with the hiring manager today. And nothing's official, but I think there's an offer on the table, but you can't accept anything because you're still in the fellowship. So I still got like 6 6 weeks left in the fellowship. So, we've been heavily talking about the next steps and start dates and things like that. And so I gotta have some conversations with HR about salary and stuff. So like I said, nothing's official. So, but very, very positive direction. With the
Do you
fellowship.
know
So
my friend Daniel Collins?
I've I've seen him on LinkedIn.
Yeah, he's written some really good articles about that negotiation thing.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
I'm putting a note to send you something on that because it's important that you know about that because he's an expert. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I know where I want to be and stuff like that. Thankfully, my wife works as a recruiter too, so I kind of listen to her with her negotiations and in the fellowship.
You really don't need that, but I'm just saying it's always good information.
Yeah. So so that's going good. And then I got my final VA appointment tomorrow morning.
Lovely.
Yeah, I've been through 3 of them so far, 3 CMP exams. I got 1 more to go tomorrow. So mixed feelings about them, about the other ones, but it is what it is. So I know what I claimed, and I know what I need to say and what not to say. So
Hang on a second. Let me do this real quick. Somebody is not getting the queue. I don't know what it is with him. Give me a second. Invite. Gmail. Give me 1 second, please. A late arriving crowd today, David. Give me a second. Meanwhile. Sorry about that. I always hate to lose someone, give me a second. Sure. I'm back. And then there we go again. I just have a love-hate relationship with the folks at Zoom right now. We're waiting for Mike. Here he comes. We're gonna do a really recap of a couple things, and then I'm gonna do an educational minute. Hello, Mike. Mike, are you here?
We can see you, Mike.
Yep, I couldn't unmute it.
Good to see you again, Mike.
Every day's Monday. Well, yeah.
How's the new job going, man?
I'm liking it. It's just like I tell them, I've caught a tiger by the tail. I just don't want to catch the mouth or the teeth. So, hey,
Okay.
I sent you a thing trying to hook you up with another guy. Did you see that?
I've already reached out to him. Thank you.
Okay, good. Yeah.
It's
He's
been a
pretty smart
busy
guy.
day. It's been a very busy day.
There you go. Another chapter.
Good chapter. Okay. Let's get started with the educational moment. Give me a
Go
second.
ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Getting there.
Yeah, go ahead. I had to close the doors. So go ahead.
Okay. So we're talking about content sharing today. And basically, I heard a lot of, we had a really interesting discussion in the 4 o'clock and then the 7 o'clock, and they're totally different groups. but was talking about sewing great content, right? You know, to me, when you see really great content, okay, another person, give me a second.
Yeah, I was wondering where everybody was at.
I was wondering the same thing. It's like, okay,
Well, I logged in at 8:12 and is waiting. The host is already in another meeting.
all right, hang on a second. I'm having some, how do I say this nicely? I've been having,
Operator error.
could be. Hang on a second. Yeah. Hey, Nathan, can I ask you a question? You're a smart tech guy. How do I get rid of this WebEx thing? Because I think it conflicts with what I'm trying to do with, can we talk sometime in the next week when you got some time, bandwidth?
I'm not super into tech, but hopefully I can help you.
I just figure you were like, I've asked my son because it's like WebEx and them are like, they're having this problem and like, okay. We got another lost soul. We found him. Okay. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Back to the group.
Yeah, this is the only experience I've had with LinkedIn, so I'm not sure if I would have.
No, I'm talking about Zoom. It's Zoom and WebEx.
Oh, sorry.
No,
I meant
I have
Zoom.
no-
I meant Zoom. I said LinkedIn.
Yeah.
LinkedIn. I meant Zoom.
I am not a big fan I'm not a big fan of Zoom right now. They added some software updates and they really screwed things up.
Oh, that's typical with any program. They do an update, half the crap doesn't work anymore, and it takes like a month for them to fix it, and then it happens again the next update. It happens all the time with Windows.
Hello, Deandro.
Good evening. Good evening. How we doing there?
I see you got that lovely post-military beard going.
Yeah, I had to trim it a little bit, but I'm letting it grow back again.
Gotcha. Does the missus say you're okay with that?
She wants me to, but my daughter doesn't. She said it makes me look too old. and it's too grayed out. It's too much gray coming in. So I got to get
You know
my
what causes that, right?
wisdom is what I was told. But
No,
yeah.
daughters.
Oh.
That's what it is, man. It's all about daughters, right? Daughters
Yeah,
will-
you right on that. They will turn you gray.
And I think that's what they have, Touch of Men or something like that, where you can get the coloring back.
Yeah, I got to do some just for men.
There you go, just for men.
Yeah.
And another person. It's just isn't that special.
Matt, I wonder if it's because you never, because when I try to use the 8:15 link, it said you were in another meeting, and then I used a different link that got me here to you. So I wonder if that might be what's happening.
Could be. I just okay. Sorry about that, guys. David, you still with me? Okay. Carlton, I just sent Carlton a message, so we'll get started here. I'll wait till he gets here. Don is flying back from Las Vegas as we speak. He was fortunate enough to be selected for this special scholarship, and it's all good. I'm glad he was able to do that. Okay, so let's wait. Wait a second. Sorry about that, guys. Technology is not always my friend. Today is one of those days. Okay.
No biggie, it happens to all of us. There are times where I'm wondering if my printer at work is trying to kill me.
I haven't been known to send it special messages. Okay, I've got everybody caught up. There we go. All right. Carlton's here. Anthony will be here in a second. Hey, Carlton, sorry for the mix up there.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
How much snow do you got there?
We're melting down a little bit, so we're losing it. We're doing all right.
You still got your snow blower?
Oh yeah, almost. I've been using it so much. I need new tires on it.
Really?
No, but almost.
Almost. Anthony, sorry about the mix up. Hi, I'm good to see you, and you got that lovely beard, man. Okay, guys. I've got a love-hate relationship with Zoom. We'll work it out. It's good to see you all. We got a late start on this, so let's get cracking, shall we? Let's talk about that educational minute, which I just happen to have ready to go. And here we go. So all right. So here we are with the educational moment. We're talking about sewing good content. We've discussed this throughout the last week, had some interesting insights on that. What I want you to think about is there's always good content out there that you can find on LinkedIn, right? But you can also find it in other resources. But here's an example of one of the people in our program, and I'll show you in just a second. So this is a person that I follow, and I really loved this post, and it got a lot of responses. And this is our friend Kelly from the 7 o'clock group. And here was an example of where she commented on something, right, that this lady posted. And what I want you to think about, what's the difference between a comment and a like? Now, likes are pretty easy. You're like watching Daisy fly by, in the springtime, the little seeds, they're easy. But comments, now that's something that really sticks. What I've learned from talking to the algorithm experts and the people that spend their time studying LinkedIn is that you want to comment on something first. And if you like it, then you should like it. But really, if it's strong enough that you really think that's something you want to let people know, comment, comment, comment. And the thing is that some people say, well, I comment, but nobody's ever listening to me. If you see something that really resonates with you that you want to share with someone you know in this group, or someone you know that you work with or you've known that's getting out of the military, now's the time to say, hey, at Nathan Lahr, I was thinking of you when I saw this. So that's my educational minute for today. Any questions, any thoughts? Got a lot of guys on mute. Somebody's got something to say.
I'm sorry, I had to step away for a quick, but I forgot what the last question was.
Do you like to comment, commenting, always comment. If you're going to comment and like it, comment first, then like second, because the algorithm is going to recognize when you're commenting. It's got a higher priority. And, the reason why we comment on good content is sometimes people will notice that. And then you'll say, hey, I really like that article that you wrote there, Mike McKell. And, oh, by the way.
That won't happen.
Huh?
That won't happen. But anyway.
Don't make me.
I know I fight that devil, and it just.
You got talent, man. You don't do that.
I know. I got to sell crap. That's my talent.
If But you gotta tell people why your crap's better, right?
I gotta sell. Okay, it's the name brand. Name brand speaks for itself, but that's
Gotcha.
okay. Okay.
Anyway, so that's our lesson for tonight. So, we kind of got off the beaten path when we talked about last time. Let me go to that group. We did, I think it was a hot coffee, right? I wasn't here because I think Don took the group over. It was just we're dealing with all those things. Carlton, you were talking about selling your house. Mike, you got the new job. Anthony, you got the rental property, and you're still working for the city of Tucson, right? How's that going for you?
It's been going good. I actually had an interview today for a veterans program manager position with them. So I'll see how that goes. They do interviews a little bit different, I guess, with the city. It's they ask the same question to every single person, and then they do a point scale based off of how you performed on the interview. So we'll see how that works out. But I feel like I did good. Yeah, I'm still working on the rental property and pretty much got everything figured out. I'm gonna have some people looking at it this weekend. We got a bunch of people interested, so hopefully have that all dialed in and get that taken care of. And then yeah, just working through the SkillBridge internship with the city, and it's been going really well. So just keep probably applying for jobs that I find and keeping my options open and see what happens.
Yep.
And
I think you're going to do, I feel like the way you got your profile and what you're doing with your networking, that you're doing a really great job. And I know we had a great session last week. And we talked about that earlier this week, and it was fun to talk to you.
yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Carlton, PMP. How's it going on the PMP?
It could be going a little bit better. Been a little busy. Just getting all the the nickels and dimes portion of my transition process, the formal work, the out processing, get my terminal leave approved, just because I do have that large stint of paternity leave between now and when my terminal starts. So I'm trying to get all that knocked out before baby's here. Once baby's here, that's when I'm going to focus on the PMP, because I'll be at the house, be able to study during nap sessions and whatnot. So yeah,
What,
so I'm
what number is this now? What is
this? Number
Oh,
two.
so you've already, I gotta say, I always adjusted better after number 2 came around, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I think I got a game plan, but I'm sure it's just gonna get thrown up all on, but we'll figure it out.
Is that you laughing there, Anthony, about the game plan?
Literally thrown up all on, right?
Yeah, I had some sweatshirts, right? Because I used to wear, in Colorado it gets cold. I had sweatshirts that I used to wear to bed, and there was this big streak of like, although I had the burp cloth, she still managed to leave little deposits on that, on that shirt for years. And I show her when she's like 10, that was you.
But remember the great one who always said, always had a plan until you got punched in the face.
That's true. Okay.
That's an Ali quote. Y'all had a plan until you walked in there and got punched in the face.
That is true. So, wins and challenges, guys. Who would like to start me off with the old wins and challenges?
I'll go first if that's all right.
That'd be great.
So wins, we've been busy at work, so hopefully that's gonna be putting me in a more positive light. I've covered some extra shifts to help out. Kept, putting myself out there, for extra shifts if they need extra help, since I live right up the street from the site. Challenges, my family lives in Ohio, so I was very concerned for them with the train derailment with the toxic chemicals. I talked with them, they seem to be fine, and I'm trying to keep up to date on what's going on if they're going to be at risk. They live in Northeast Ohio. Other challenges are, my mental illness, my depression, I'm still fighting it, trying to find best ways to keep fighting it and hopefully get better. I should start therapy again next week. So yeah, my previous therapist, she's cycled out. She's going to go get her license and everything like that, so I can't see her. And the new therapist just came in this week, so I hopefully will be able to see her next week.
Good. Stay on that. Mr. Todman.
Yes, yes. Let's see. I know I've missed a couple weeks. So wins, like I talked about earlier, fellowship is going great. The hiring manager reached out to me today and we had a great conversation. Nothing's official yet, but things are looking well. So kind of alleviate any kind of some stress that I may have had. So hopefully that works out. I'll have my final VA appointment tomorrow. Been through 3 of them so far. My CMP exams. It was all this week, but some mixed feelings about that. But I can see why folks get upset sometimes. I think my vision appointment was the best one, most thorough one. Compared to some of the others, but I think it might be a good thing because I have a very extensive medical record. So maybe they looked at the whole medical records before I stepped in there, but some of them was just like check the block. I was like, okay. But I finally was able to get life insurance after 3 tries. And before I did my VA appointment, I did my life insurance, and Navy Mutual was able to grant me a great policy that's a lot better than SPB and VGLI. So I was able to lock that in for the next term life over the next 30 years. So that's great.
That's smart.
And then just, there's some great networking within Morgan Stanley, speaking to a lot of different MDs, EDs, and just networking a lot of vet population, and just, having great conversation, just getting my name out there and just telling my story to whoever who will listen. Challenges, just got a lot on the table. Glad they have this VA stuff behind me after tomorrow. Well, not behind me, but that portion. I got to turn in all my gear. Got to find a place to live as well, and different things. So a lot on the table to manage, and just time management is going to be key over the next couple of months.
Okay, thanks for sharing.
Where are you moving from to? Where are you out of and where are you going to?
Well, I'm in El Paso right now, and I want to move to Dallas. I think I'm gonna do. I think me and my wife was talking. We might delay the move by a year because we just got so much stuff we're doing this year with retiring and trying to move the kids' school and full-time employment. So we might delay.
What grade are they?
It's gonna be Dallas.
What grades? What grades? The kids, what grades are they in?
Oh, I'm sorry. My daughter's going to 8 and my son's going to 5th.
Yeah. As that 9th grade is when it gets real critical for them,
Right. Yeah. So that's why we was going to wait a year. And then next year should be going in high school. So then the year after that, then
I'm gonna tell you one thing that really surprised me. Even living in San Antonio, when we first really got here, I was out at Randolph on the, out in that area. And we moved a few years later, moved from that to a completely different school district. And my son was taking AP classes, all those other stuff. The other school, he gets over here, he's taking AP classes, but he's a year behind. I said, what the hell? And even the school districts that close, that's the difference in them. They were a year and a half ahead of where he was originally in his school district, even though he's taking AP courses. So you really got to match that when you go look for the school with kids.
Yep. Everything's better in El Paso, though.
Well, I understand it, but my point is, I figured at that level, they'd all be on the same, it's just the state of Texas, they'd all be on the same. Oh, no. Yeah.
Deandra.
Yes, good evening, everybody. So for me, for my wins and challenges, first, just returned from a mini vacay with my wife. We came back a little earlier because I had a medical appointment that had been on hold for a while. I had to follow up on. So I had to get back and do that. And then obviously, and coming back early, I just went on and started working, updated my resume based off my last federal resume session 3 that I did prior to going on vacay, and closed that up and updated that, and then had an opportunity today as well to attend a cleared clearance career fair just to see what it was like. Never had been to one, so I had an opportunity and down in San Antonio to attend one today, and had the opportunity to do an interview process and go through my elevator pitch. So it was very informative, and I'm glad I had the opportunity to do that. The challenge for me is just staying on track, and more so about just following up and just the responsibility piece. Just make sure I'm doing everything I need to do as I continue on this glide path towards my job search and employment opportunities.
We're here for you, my friend. Mike?
Yeah, of course, like I said, I've got the job, whatnot, and still learning the nuances and whether my challenge is to go actually find a deal the deals I've worked with, they take 2 or 3 years to actually sell. So I got to be sure the company's going to be fine with that. I don't think they're used to that yet. So it'll be a while. I got to make that first 90-day mark first. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay. Carlton.
For wins and challenges, so we got interest in the house before it goes on the market, so that's looking pretty good. The market should be on, or the house should be on the market in the next 2 weeks, so that's looking good. I did an informational interview with the Forest Service, which led into direct hire possibilities. They're looking at candidates for direct hires. They got positions open, so that's looking pretty promising, but we shall see. Challenges though, on that same aspect, I punched in my resume into USA Jobs for a couple positions that I felt like I was qualified for. However, I did not get or pushed to the hiring manager, referred to the hiring manager because I'm over the 120-day mark because my timeline for my ETS. So that was a little discouraging, but still learning the whole process and figured out what to do, what they're actually looking for. Because I think it got to the automated system where they must scan my PDFs, and they saw that ETS is, over 120 days. I think when I submitted it, I was probably at 130 or 140 days, maybe 160. But so
it can count. That's good.
But it is what it is. So we'll
government
get
can
there.
count. Anthony, before you give me wins and challenges, has the state of Arizona survived hosting the Super Bowl?
Say that again. Have they survived what? The Super Bowl?
Hosting the Super Bowl. Have they survived that?
Yeah, I think we're surviving just fine. We had some weather come in down here in Tucson, so it's been kind of chilly, and we had a little bit of that white stuff show up on the grounds. That was something different.
That's scary.
But yeah, I think I didn't obviously go up in the Phoenix area. They had that golf tournament going, I think, in the Scottsdale area and the Super Bowl. So it was probably just craziness up there. Well, you're up there, Nathan, right?
Yeah, I live on the north side, so I didn't see any crazy traffic or anything like that. And my company actually went to that golf tournament, so I wasn't part of that, but I heard they had a great time.
Okay, yeah. As far as wins and challenges, I kind of already talked about it a little bit. I had an interview today, so that went really well. I felt like I did good on it. I feel like, obviously we'll see how I pan out compared to the other candidates and go from there. They'll let me know the results here, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. As far as just challenges, just working through the skill bridge stuff and then just continuing to see what opportunities are available. The one thing I think that's good that I did my skill bridge on the very front end of my window. So that gives me a lot of flexibility on the back end. So I'm kind of happy with that. I do have to go back to work for a little bit in between, which is fine. And then I'll start my terminal leave officially in the 15th of May. So from about pretty much like April, I'll have some days I need to go back into the office, but that's all right. Work through that and then continue to see how things go here with the job hunt and get my rental property challenges. Just getting over COVID. I had to, I haven't had it this whole time and I got it about a week ago. So just fighting through that, but it hasn't been too bad really. So it's good. Just trying to make sure that nobody in my family gets it. So I've been staying away from them.
From the girls?
Yeah, none of my girls. Yeah, nobody's got it yet. So
that's good.
Knock on wood. So hopefully they don't get it. Yeah, and other than that, that's just keep working through networking like you're talking about, and just keep plugging away. So
okay. Hey guys, thanks for sharing. Is there a situation you'd like to capitalize on having all these people in the mastermind group that we'd like to discuss tonight? Something you'd really want to put out there?
Guess it wouldn't hurt for my situation with the Navy to see what the gentlemen here have ideas for.
I welcome why don't you explain the situation and then we can go from there.
Okay, so earlier this year, I received a letter that the United States Navy is requiring me to pay back my reenlistment bonus. I reenlisted with full intent to, fulfill the contract, but then my mental illness flared up, which led to my discharge. So I was under the impression that if you were discharged because of a medical reason, I was not medically separated. I received an honorable discharge, but it's in my medical record. I took medication in the military for depression and anxiety disorder. And that was the reason why they discharged me. I was unfit to be a nuke, and they felt that me just leaving the Navy was the best course of action. So now they want that money back, and I don't exactly have $31,000 in my back pocket to pay them. Yeah. So
You were medically discharged?
no, I was honorably discharged, but the discharge was caused by a medical problem.
Right. But you didn't get an MEB?
Never went to a board. Because I think my ship was trying to get underway to go on deployment. I think they rushed it and did it improperly.
And have you been to the JAG office?
I don't know where their one is in Arizona. My ship's all the way over in Virginia.
Yeah, it doesn't have, but a JAG they're not service oriented specific.
You can go to Luke. That's probably
Yeah.
the closest base there. In Phoenix or JAG.
You got to make an appointment with them, and they'll be. What I'm saying is, he's exactly right. You can go to any JAG office and they can take care of it. It doesn't have to be Navy specific or Army. It's easier, yes, but your situation isn't with with Navy specific. It's with the DoD. So I would tell you that'd be my first course, because I guess we MTF or CVPO, you don't have one of those anymore. So I would say I'd go to the JAG.
Nathan, I got a question for you. When you got your discharge, you said to me that in my Air Force you call them personnelists, right? What do they call those guys in the Navy?
Are you talking about the personnel department or?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember talking to them when I was being discharged, but I just simply received a 10-day letter. And they said, in 10 days, your service is up. So please turn in all the stuff that we require you to give back and then leave the base.
And when was that?
2019.
Yeah, see, but he's going to have to go to JAG because all those people aren't going to even be there who he talked to.
Yeah.
I talked to NFAS because they're the ones who sent me the letter. And they told me to reach out to my old command, and I did. I talked with them. They told me to email them in a specific email. I did that, never heard back. I went straight to the congressman for my local district.
Yeah.
I got a question for you. As far as, you joined your original contract, you served that, is that correct or no?
Yes, just about.
Yeah, but you still got the reenlistment bonus.
Yes, I reenlisted for Navy nukes. It's called a star reenlistment. You put on E5 and basically just reset your contract. It would have been a 6-year contract from that point in time. Essentially, it overwrote my previous contract. My previous contract was then ended and the new one began.
Okay, so when did your first contract end?
I think it would have been early 2018, I believe.
Okay, and then you re-enlisted while 1 year prior to that one ending, basically?
No, that's when I
With the
re-enlisted. So
bonus?
my original contract was supposed to end, I think, in 2020, and I left in 2019.
Okay, so you didn't finish the original contract per se.
No, but they're not
then.
coming after me for that. They specifically said the re-enlistment bonus, not the
Right,
enlistment bonus.
but you hadn't even started the other one, I guess it'd be mine.
No, with
Concern, I
nukes
guess.
are special in the Navy since so the star reenlistment, it is they terminate your previous contract and start the new one. So it's 6 years from the date of the reenlistment that you would get out.
Yeah, you're probably gonna have to get with, like you said, with JAG, or maybe even consult another lawyer. as well, possibly just to see if there's any options you got. Be my thought on it.
Yeah, I agree. I think your first one go to the JAG, because first of all, you ain't got to pay that bill. Okay. It doesn't cost you anything to talk to a JAG officer and get their recommendations. Who was your congressman?
Crap.
And what did he tell you?
I
Just up the
reached,
road?
I emailed them and they emailed back saying they were reaching out to the Department of the Navy to figure out what's going on. And they said it would take about 30 days for them to get a reply. I gave them the full story.
When does Uncle Sugar want his money back? Right now?
I already made the first payment.
Ooh.
So I guess as
what
far
happens
as
if you
like,
don't make a payment though? What happens if you don't make a payment?
They give it over to the IRS.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Or sorry,
sorry
no,
about
the
that.
Treasury, not the IRS. They give it to the Treasury.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, they're gonna still screw
they'll
you.
take it from your return. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And could report it to the credit agencies as well.
right.
So I'm just trying to understand. So when you got out, you actually ETS'd out, or they actually forced you out medically? Because it seems like
I received an honorable discharge.
Yeah, they just discharged him. He didn't get an MEB, or anything like that. It was not an evaluation board. It was just goodbye.
Mhm.
And I think you're right. What you were talking about before is somebody was in a hurry to get it out and just stepped it through, and you were gone before your ship deployed.
Yeah, I heard like a week later the ship left. It went out.
What does the contract say for that, when you got that bonus, like the new contract? Was there like some fine reading that says that, you will have to pay this back if you don't fulfill this contract because it was giving you a bonus?
I believe so, but I do believe also if there's a subclause for medical problems that they're not going to be, not going to be jerks about it. If you get removed because it's something beyond your control, they're not going to punish you for it. But I don't
Do you
have a copy of that.
Have you found that wording somewhere
No, I don't have a
anywhere,
copy of the
policy or procedure or anything?
I don't have.
I'll probably do some digging in. If I were you, I would do some kind of digging in. I don't know. Army's a little different. I don't know. Because I had a soldier that was in the same boat, but he got med boarded like a year after he re-enlisted for like 30 grand. Of course, they didn't ask for it back. But I don't know how the Navy does it. So I would just see if because if that wording was in there and honestly, and if you sign it, I think they would use that against you. I'll just try to search that, but if you could take that contract and like go to legal or JAG and have them, translate that, whatever they have in it, it'll probably help you out. But also just wait to see what your congressmen say. You might come back in 30 days and say that you don't owe anything. And it'd be dead from there, you know what I'm saying? So I would just fight those different angles. But in the meantime, I'll be picking up legal on the phone tomorrow and be like, hey, look at this contract. What's going on here? Hey, you know what? Social media is a good thing too. Hey, here's what the Navy's doing. They're kicking people out and that have mental conditions and they want $30-some thousand back. I bet you post that on social media, somebody get hold of that up top and they'd be like, hold up. This is bad publicity. Let's stop this. So, hey, you got angles, man. I wouldn't pay 31 grand back. I'd go to social media in a heartbeat.
I'm happy to help you with that, Nathan.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. It's the first time that I've written about the Navy and their fine discharge service. I find it confusing that, you got a bunch of kind of old, we're all E's in this room, right? You know what I'm saying? We're like, what? And let me say this, being one of those former E's, you're a solid troop, okay? And whatever happened. And the way they did that, and I know we've also talked about the fact that they didn't tell you about your VA claims process. By the way, how's that going?
I just need to send over my DD 214 and sign a form. So I'm going to do that tomorrow while I'm at work.
All right. See,
and then hopefully they'll
Hey,
be able to.
do you have the second part? There's two DD forms 214s. There's the one that doesn't have the bottom filled out. You get one when you real separate the first one. That's the last one that you need.
See here. Nope,
It'll be filled out at the very bottom. You gotta have that's the legal document. That first one they give you when you walk out the door isn't worth much. It's what you gotta have it when you walk out when they send it to you later in the mail.
Is that the member 4 one?
I don't remember. Hang on, let's see if I got one here. I'm still boxing stuff up because I'm hearing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's the member 4 one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, here it is. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Yeah, you got to have the whole.
Yeah.
You can't see there. You got to have this. Wow, shoot. This portion here has got to be filled out. You'll probably have this section filled out, but this won't be there, or it'll be blank. But
Talking about like the remarks section.
no, it's the special identifiable additional information block.
And I know for the Army, well, I'm sure all the same, they also have if there's additional stuff, they update it with the addendum with the DD 215 that's added to it as well in some aspects.
And mine goes down to mailing address after separation, member signature, official authorized to sign. The
Nope,
date.
you got to have blocks 23, 24, 23 through 30.
I only have through 22.
Okay, so that what you're talking about there is not going to be your official 214. It's got to be that bottom one. You got to have that blocks 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30.
All right. If I don't have it, where do I get it?
I hate to tell you this. It's supposed to be though. You should have had it in the mail already. I'm sure. I don't know how to get a copy of your 214. There is a way you can go online and get your 214. I don't know I don't know the urinary Olympics you got to go through. You know, urinary Olympics are pissing contest.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what you got to do to go through that, but I'm sure I know you can get that from somewhere. It's an official record somewhere. And after this time, you know, it usually takes about 6 months to get it after you've separated. You've been out long enough.
Mm-hmm.
So it should have went to you from somewhere.
It should have went to my parents' place in Ohio because that was my official home address.
Can you ask your parents if they got that?
I'll reach out to them, see if they could find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll look exactly like the one you have now, only at the very bottom is, 23 through 30 block.
Okay.
Yeah. Anybody else have any thoughts on this situation? Nathan, you're lucky because you got a whole bunch of guys that they've worn a few. They got them on the side here, as I say. And I like what David said too, which is social media. That is not a good look,
I'd use that later on once you get to the JAG offers and whatnot.
Yeah, because
put that bullet in your belt.
Yeah, I like to, I agree with them, and you have a Navy on your ship. What ship were you on?
The USS Harry S. Truman aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you had a Navy retention person that's had, they have a standard contract. They didn't change the contract. So, they have to produce that contract. So obviously they're collecting the money based on that contract. I would be reaching out to whoever and say, hey, where is that contract and where is that clause? Because
but aren't you dealing with a time factor here? You said you separated and it's been 3 years, 4 years now, right?
3 years.
So a lot of those people who who was in that office, they're no longer there. They're on another ship, or they've moved on or retired or done whatever. Or right now you're like, who? What? We don't know him. That's the problem you're going to have that person no longer exists. And they'll play ignorant. They will play ignorant.
The thing that I found weird about this whole situation is you had a contract, you have an ETS date, and your ETS date didn't hit. So I don't understand how they discharged you out. And then if you sign another re-enlistment to stay in, then to me, you're still in until they say you're medically discharged out or you're in.
He wasn't medically discharged though. That's the key. That's what he's saying.
That's what I don't understand. That's why I don't understand how he even got out then. Because to me, it's like I have a contract until an ETS date. I'm in the military until that ETS date hits. Unless I'm medically out for some reason or whatnot. And then if I re-enlist before that, my contract holds until the ETS date. as soon as the new contract starts, I start going into the next contract. Then again, I'm in that contract until the end of that ETS date, obviously, unless you're an officer. And then at that point, if they say you don't reach the end of that agreement, then again, you're probably getting out based off of a medical discharge or whatever. That's why this whole situation just seems very odd to me. And
But
something just
Anthony, you're
doesn't
using
smell right.
common sense. You're using common sense. Okay.
So I just don't understand how they could have kicked you out if your ETS didn't come out. Obviously, a discharge. What was the discharge? What was it for?
Let's see here. Let me pull up the DD 214. I got a digital copy of it.
Because you obviously didn't ETS out, is from what I gather from this. I mean, I could be wrong, but because you had a contract original date, whatever that date was, you didn't get until that date, correct?
No, I didn't make any dates. Let's
And it
see.
seems like too as well, Nathan, while you're looking through that, is that when you out process, there wasn't a good communication or crosstalk between your personnel office uses our G1 or S1 and a retention office, because usually you have to clear both of those, but they should be cross-talking and actually working together there when you're out processing there to make sure that somebody should have either caught that or addressed that or at least brought it to the attention. So it should have red flagged it. So, hey, we got a concern or something in regards to that. The process would have caught that, but obviously that's neither here nor there now 3 years afterwards. But I'll definitely with the JAG and let them research that and run it to ground to help you in regards to this, because that's a significant amount of money. Yeah.
Nathan, did you talk to Dan Sommer about this? What did he say?
I said basically that he wasn't sure what the process would be. He said I might want to contact a lawyer.
Hey, Nathan, let's see, 1, 2, 3, well, at least 5 of us and whomever have told you legal.
I would dig up the contracts and then find out why you're discharged, and then get the contract for the reenlistment and get all that gathered up too. So that'll be your case.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything specific on here. Like the remarks section is completely X'd out.
Wait till your congressman get back to you, because it might all be for now. You know what I'm saying? They might just squash it how it is, and then like I would wait till that first, and then but in the meantime, dig up the contracts. Talk to legal and see, and just kind of keep that one bullet on your waist just in case. You know what I mean? Even if you got to pay that 31,000, I'm going out firing.
Yeah, but you see, you've already made one payment, right? How much was that payment?
About $900.
$900. Are you setting up a recurring payments every month, or what are they doing?
So I just made the one payment on NFAS's website, and I assumed every month I'd have to go back and do it again.
See, and that's the problem. I hear what you're saying, David, but the problem is if you got a $900 every 900 waiting on a congressman, they're in no hurry to answer his ass, and he needs help like now.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can wait it out, sure, yeah, but I'd be concerned.
So guys, we've given you some pretty, like I said, it's like you're surrounded by a bunch of senior enlisted types, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of all the things that we just said to you, Nathan, what do you think are the 1 or 2 things that are the key takeaways?
Talk to the JAG and get my contracts and my actual correct DD 214.
Can I add just one thing? Whoever is sending you that bill, ask them where the contract is so you can, and write them very nicely, say, because I'd like to take it to my closest military staff judge advocate so that they can look at it with me and explain that to me. Okay.
When I called NFAS about it, because I wanted to contest it, they told me to talk to my former ship. They said they're the ones who submitted to NFAS, and they were just the debt collectors.
The bottom line is they don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Cut to the chase.
That's the thing. That's the thing to talk to the congressman, because I've never heard of that. Yeah, I've dealt with this kind of stuff as a public affairs guy. It's like, what the heck? And it's like, I've seen commanders shoot people out for this. It just seems like it's really strange that you had something like that, and the Navy discharge you honorably for medical reasons. So obviously they can't, you know, I've never heard of that. And
Yeah, but the problem he's got though, Matt, is how do you know it was honorable discharge? Because you say there's nothing on your 214 that says you were honorable discharge, right?
Let's see here.
Because on mine, the only way it mentions honorable is in that bottom section on number 24.
Right.
Oh, I guess not. I guess maybe I just assumed that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that can change a whole lot of things. I mean, you might have a medical discharge in there, or they might have separated you for a different reason that you don't have listed. And if you don't know that, you might be barking up the wrong tree. That document is real critical to what you need.
Yeah. Okay. So we're still in a state of flux here, Nathan. We're going to be, whatever we can do to help you. I'm in agreement with David. Let's see what the congressman does, but then also say, I'd like to see the contract based on this, and buck it up to the high, you know, to the actual Navy guy, or say, I think I'd like to call the public affairs people at NFES and ask them where they're getting this criteria, because I'm really thinking I really would like, not that you're going to do it, but just say, I really think I'd like to reach out to my local media about that. How would that help recruiting? It wouldn't.
But got to get the 14 first, man, before you do.
Okay, I understand. You want to see the documents, because here's what I've heard too, guys. They've outsourced a lot of in the Navy. They've outsourced all of that to contractors, low bid contractors. Okay, so they don't give a rat's ass.
Right.
They don't give a shit. So,
but what I'm saying is, if you're going to go there and raise hell with somebody,
I'm not just okay. Sorry.
Yep. Sorry. Right.
Go ahead and say what you're going to say. I was just
no. All I was going to say is, like I said, is if you got that in there and you're saying, "Hey, I was that," and then to find out you're discharged on a completely different level, you know, you're going to be going this way.
Yeah.
Let's say, for example, you say, "Hey, I've got an honorable discharge," and you come and find out maybe they kicked you out on something worse. Now you're going to look like a biggest fool. You got to get that document first, and then make your plan of action. It's all going to be based on what that line 25, I think it's line 24, 25 says.
Okay. Good, solid advice, my friend. So
I'll definitely look into it, see where I can find it.
Keep me in touch. And by the way, of all these guys here, your friend Mike McKell, he's a former cop. He's pretty on top of that stuff. So, you know, I get a hold of Mike, right?
Yeah, being a cop ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm just telling you.
But
I had plenty of troops that I had 320 guys that worked for me at one time. So yeah.
You know how to get rid of them. I've heard that story. I heard that story. So one time, just so you know, Nathan and the rest of this group, Mike had the Lackland security police squadron, and then he took the Kelly security police squadron, and those guys were like retired on active duty. Mike kind of fired them up a little bit, just to put it mildly. I've heard this story before.
Yeah, I fired a couple. That was right.
Yeah, you did. You did. Okay, so you're kind of like, yeah. So like I said, you got take advantage of these resources here, okay? All right, so we're down to the last few minutes. This has been a very spirited discussion. For the next 2 weeks, what kind of holds you accountable for? Mr. Todman?
For me, just, you know, sticking to my plan and, you know, as I out process the military, step by step. So that first thing is secure full-time employment, finish VA appointment. Next step is turn in 21 years worth of gear, if I could find it all in the garage, and clean it and get it turned in. So just, you know, being organized and sticking to my plan.
Gotcha. Deandro?
Yeah, good points there. And David, I would say the Army surplus store can be your friend too. Didn't pay all that money at the buying brand new stuff. So my plan, so first and foremost, tomorrow I'm doing a meeting with my ACP mentor. So we're going to go over the interview prep and doing some tools to be successful. So he's sitting down with me tomorrow afternoon and doing that with me. Then also I will be attending the Mill City meetup next week. So opportunity to get in the social groups in the community. So I'll be attending that next week. I think they're doing it down in New Braunfels. And then my other piece is the focus efforts on my job search and my employment opportunities, because I did apply for a couple too as well with USA Jobs. So just waiting to get feedback on those as well, from those, just to see where I'm at and where to gauge it. But this is a terrible, slow, painful process.
That's for sure. Brother McKell?
Yeah, I just want my work stuff, and I got a lot of travel. I just want one more thing to Nathan. Don't get down because you're fighting against the system. It's going to get tougher for you, but man, like I said, is that 214 is out there somewhere, and there it's not hiding and anything like that. That information is out there somewhere. I don't know what loops you got to go through to get it, but it's not going to be that difficult. Okay. Out here.
All right, I'll reach out to the DAV. They're helping me with my VA claim, so maybe they might know.
And Nathan, just one caveat with that. Where you say you're located at again?
I'm in Phoenix, Arizona.
I would tell you where's the closest military base at, and because you can go to retirement services, there is a personnel or people that can look you up in the system and potentially pull that for you. They have access to do that. All of them are connected.
Okay.
And they should be able to help you as well. I don't know how close it is to you from where you're currently located at.
I think
Yeah, but see, then he's got to get on base. Then he's got to get on base. He ain't got an ID card, all that.
It's Luke Air Force Base.
Luke Air Force.
So you have no ID card to get on base? Oh.
They took my ID when I left.
Right. So you'll have to have an appointment and blah, 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 and all this thing. So I think you're right. I agree. You're eventually going to have to go to the base, but not for the 214 aspect. And he's right. I mean, Durando's right, but you can't get on base. And ain't nobody going to give you that information over the phone. So, yeah.
Okay. Back to you, Mike. We're going to hold you accountable for, buddy.
I told you I got work stuff and travel. So
Okay, travel.
other than
Okay.
that, yeah.
Carlton?
I got to keep studying and organize myself and pack up some stuff, get ready for a move and selling the house.
And a baby.
And that. Oh, yeah.
And that. Okay.
Yeah.
Anthony? How about you, buddy?
Did you say me, Matt? Sorry.
I did.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I broke up there. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep working through my skill bridge program, and there's a couple other positions in the city. I think I'm going to probably apply for those as well. See where this one lies. Hopefully here in the next, maybe I'll know by the next week. We'll see how that turned out, and then go from there. And then yeah, that's. I can hopefully get my house rented out. So those are the biggest things I got right now.
Okay. Hey guys, a couple things. Next Wednesday, Jane Babcock, not next Wednesday, next Thursday, Jane Babcock speaking at the San Antonio Veterans Rotary Club. If you'd like to attend, I'd be glad to send you information. She's the one that was helping Anthony on his getting him in the right touch with the right people for his VA claims. On Wednesday, we have Trisha Houghton speaking on burnout. That's another really good program. I know that Nathan and I were talking before everybody else joined us. I'll see you all in 2 weeks. I'm taking a well-deserved 4 days off with the lovely Dr. Shear, do a little bird watching. I'm leaving most of my toys at home, and I told her I was not bringing all of my computers, and just bringing one small one. So that's a compromise. Hey guys, I really have enjoyed tonight's session. I thought this was really a great session. I think we've helped somebody. This is what MTR is all about, helping other people. You've got, board people in the board that understand the situation. And this is really, really, you made me proud. So I'll leave it at that. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Take care,
Thanks,
everybody.
everybody, for all the help you guys offer. Thank you.
Yep.
Take care of that, Nathan. Yeah.
I'll do what
Have
I
a good
can.
one, gentlemen. If you need anything, Nathan, reach out, man.
Anthony, does spring training start tomorrow?
I don't know if that.
Do they
I
play?
haven't been following sports, to be honest with you, and I think they're playing more. They're playing more up in his area, up in Phoenix,
Yeah, I got
because they did. They took away all of our. They're goofballs, and they used to have the Cubs and White Sox down here and Rockies.
Yeah.
we lost all that. So
Okay.
but hey, nice talking with you. Have a great evening. Have fun on your trip.
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Take care.